All right, you beautiful bastards. Here we are, 1 week into the playoffs. That leaves us with 2 games to review, 2 hearts broken, 2 people moving on to the next round. So let's get right to it. We'll start off with the Adirondack Flying Squirrels, led by none other than one Alex Sheckton versus Dirty Sanchez, led by our current reigning champion, Thomas Gregg Jr. This one was bad. It's a bloodbath. Sheckton had some really strong players. Had Aaron Rodgers put up 30 points, had Antonio Brown put up 20, and then basically the rest of his team laid a complete and total fucking goose egg. 2 points, 5 points, 9 points, 5 points, 3 points, 9 points. It was just a list of single digits from players that you really need a lot more out of. Jimmy Graham, really disappointing. Brandon Marshall's injury, really killing this team. It was a bad string of luck here late in the game, and what made matters worse for Sheckton is that on the opposite side of the matchup, Tom had maybe one of his best performances all season. Le'Veon Bell putting up 47 points, winning the ground player of the week in the NFL. Jordy Nelson putting up 34. Julio Jones with 42. I mean, that Sunday night game for... was it Monday night? Whatever fucking night it was. That Green Bay Atlanta game really helped Tom out. And it was a brutal performance. There are some, Jason Witten, 4 points, 2 points from Cody Parkey. It was a bad day for the Eagles, but luckily for Tom, it didn't really ruin his fantasy chances for the week because, as we had just said, Sheckton really put up a pretty dull performance, and Tom had some all-stars come out swinging. It was a tough break for Adirondack Flying Squirrels. They put together a really good season, really fighting for that final playoff spot. Squeaked in, really did well, especially bouncing back after last year's Washington fiasco experiment. So I don't think there's a lot to hang your head about. Shaq is a solid season. You came into a buzzsaw, and Tom, as always, is just getting hot at the right time of the year. I know he's really modest about it, so I didn't know if you guys knew this, but he's a 2-time reigning champ, and he's really gunning for that third one, and it's hard to see him not doing it at this point. If he keeps putting up numbers like this, 185 points, I mean, that's brutal. He almost doubled up his opponent. Shaq only put up 94 all week, and Tom put in 185. So, yeah, I mean, Tom's good. On the other side, we had Zach, who is a perennial presence in the Big Dick Bandit playoffs, versus Bradley Gregg, who's also put up a decent run these past 2 years. This was a tight game. Brad ended up losing 135 to 159. Zach just, again, had another solid day. 2 big standouts in Joique Bell and T.Y. Hilton, 35 and 30 points a pop. Everybody else, fairly average. 10 points here, 15 points there. But when you get everybody in single or double digits, you're putting up solid numbers, and that's what Zach's doing with this team right now. If you can get a couple of guys booming like they're doing right now, he'll be a threat going late too. I got to be honest, though, I didn't see this one coming. I thought Brad was going to win this one. I think Brad felt pretty confident too, but James Jones, Jeremy Maclin, Kenny Stills, they all let him down, putting up very low numbers. Tom Brady only putting up 21, which is more than enough, but really you kind of want more. But you can't ask for much more from running backs. 25 and 36 points from Jamal Charles and DeMarco Murray. And 22 from Gronkowski. It was a good day, but Zach just came out swinging. Zach had the better team on the weekend, and that's one of those things. The only kind of place I can find some respite here for B is that he did have some players on the bench that would have outscored the players he started, but even had he started his bench players, he still would have lost by like an agonizing 4 points or something like that. So it just would have not been any fun for him. It might have even been better this way than it was in a perfect lineup. So like I said, real kind of the surprise out of this one, Zach moving on, Brad staying home. Again, a really kind of big bummer from Brad. I know he was really expecting big things, especially after the big trade went down and he started really doing well this second half of the season. But, you got to string together 3 wins and just couldn't do it. So Zach moves on. And that leads us to this week, which is now that we're out of the wild card round and all the buys are done, Jordan and I now sit as division champions and take on our new challengers. I will have to play Tom, which I'm not really looking forward to, and Jordan gets the matchup with Zach, which really isn't an easy matchup either. Kind of a shame both ways, though, the way the seeding worked out. Tom had an 8-5 record, I had a 9-4. So those are the two best records left in the playoffs. We're playing each other whilst 2 7-6 teams battle it out for the other spot. What it all boils down to is whoever wins this weekend, they're going to Big Dick Bowl. All right, the Big Dick Bowl 4. And we got a jersey on the line, and now it's 2 games away. Can any of these, can Zach and Tom make it a sweep of the divisional champions? I think they have a pretty good chance. As of right now, Tom is a 6-point favorite over me, but I think that one's going to be a tight one. I think it's going to be what you expect. I think I'm going to put up some solid points. I think Tom is too, but I got to admit I'm not really liking the way this feels. The karma is not feeling good. The trash talking is not feeling good. I think I'm probably going to lose because what else would happen? I've never made the playoffs before. It would be perfect sense for me to make the playoffs and lose in my first playoff game after getting a bye. And on the other side, it's an even match between Zach and Jordan. There is no favorite. Jordan has kind of been quiet this second half of the season. As of I lost most of my games in the last 5 weeks. Jordan really kind of fell apart towards the second half. Zach really came on strong in the second half. So I'm kind of expecting to see Zach and Tom in Big Dick Bowl 4. It's going to be tight. I don't know if you can see by my face, I'm not really looking forward to this because I really think I'm going to lose, and I'm never going to hear the end of it. But, hey, you play to win the game, right? All right, so may the best teams win. I'm predicting it's going to be Tom, Greg, and Zach Zabella. Number 4 and number 6 making it to Big Dick Bowl 4. I'll see y'all fuckers next week when I'm probably crying for losing in the playoffs. Peace.